Hey folks, Rob here, and I got in another package today. Something I had been wanting to get since last winter. As you know, our winters have been kind of rough the last couple years, and I said last year during winter I was not going to be caught unprepared again. And lo and behold, I was caught unprepared again. Of course, some of these major purchases I haven't really been able to afford. As you know, I recently retired. I'm living off my Social Security. So, in the interim there, when I had a little money between the Social Security and while I was still working, I put back a little bit and was able to make a couple bigger purchases that I won't be able to make going forward. You know, I've already posted the video on my Vivor macerating toilet. That was a pretty big, that was over $500 for a toilet. And then this. And what we have here is, and I bought this, and I've been wanting this for a while. I've looked and looked and looked at this. The big cost, and this is a Capybara Mini Wood Stove. This is a small wood stove for, small spaces. I think it's 18,500 BTU at its peak. I think it runs from 85 to 18.5. So I think it's supposed to heat 500 some square feet, something like that. I didn't buy it to be like my primary source of heat. I bought it as a backup for when the power's out, and to offset my electric bill a little bit. When it's been these really cold days here, when it's been below zero, I've had to run. My mini split does good, but as we all know, heat pump during sub-zero weather just is not as efficient as it is, at a higher temperature. It does a good job, but I have been supplementing with the electric fireplace, the one over in the corner there, especially in the bedroom, not so much, because I just soon it'd be like cold in my bedroom, so I really don't care back there. Matter of fact, I'd rather it wasn't hot in the bedroom. So, when the power goes down, I'll have this as backup. I'll have it to back up on the really cold nights whenever the heat goes down. And so anyway, just a little logic to my thinking. Now, the expensive part of a wood stove is not the wood stove. I picked this stove. I bought it for $299, $300 for this wood stove, and this is made in I think Nevada or Utah, one of the two. I'll look it up and put it in there. But this is an American made. It's an American made company. They make these little wood stoves. A lot of people who have small spaces, tiny houses, and garages and workshops and stuff buy the Cubic Mini or the Cubic Grizzly. They're a Canadian made stove, and they're smaller than this, and they're pretty tiny. I wanted something a little bit bigger, and so I went with the Capybara, mostly because it's an American made company, and we should support our American made company. And it's bigger. It weighs 50 pounds, and it is all steel construction, and like I said, made here in the United States. So I paid $299 for this wood stove, and I bought the flue kit from the same company, from Capybara. Now they sell it in different packages. You can get just the through the roof part, and it was like $229 for just through the roof part. But then I had no, single wall 3-inch, and it takes a 3-inch flue. So I just went ahead and ordered the complete package, which included the through the roof kit with everything I needed to install it through the roof, the double wall pipes, the the spark arrestor cap for the top, the boot for to seal it, the mount for the pipe, the reducer to go from 3-inch to, because it's a 5-inch pipe that goes through the roof, so it's actually a insulated 5-inch pipe. And then I bought the single wall pack. It was cheaper to buy it all together, so it was $329 for the entire package. So with shipping and the complete kit, this cost me $707, and that's a pretty good chunk of change. You know, that was hard for me to do, and just be honest with you. But we have it. As quick as I can get this installed, I'm getting it installed. We're gonna put it over there in the corner. I'm gonna build a little. I'm gonna either get a little corner cabinet, and we'll tackle that in another video. But I've already opened the pipe sets. I just want to make sure nothing was damaged in them, and but I have not opened the stove yet. So I thought, well, I'll bring you along, and we'll open up this Capybara little tiny wood stove, and let y'all take a look at it and see what you think. So stay tuned, we'll get with that. Alright folks, sorry for the kind of crappy light. It's cold outside in the building. I've set up a little kind of a temporary light over here to kind of help us film a little better. Now this little thing was not, and UPS, our driveway is still pretty slick from the storm, but this is twice. I ordered my daughter a propane heater, a Blue Flame propane heater for her backup heat, so she would have something. We're getting ready to install backup heat for her, so that if something goes down, electric goes out, she'll have heat. And you know, our driveway is probably from her house, from her door to her end of her driveway is probably 75-80 yards, and the UPS left them sitting, both her heater and all these 3 packages sitting on the side of the road. Now I don't know about you, but that's just inviting thievery, and so I'm not real happy with the UPS on their delivery. You know, they could have at least let me know that they were down there. Capybara Mini Wood Stove says, nice to meet you. Thanks for choosing Capybara stoves. Lift me out of the box by inserting your fingers in the stovepipe exit and lifting out from there. Please do not lift by my edges. I'm heavy and the lid is fragile. And then it has a picture here. This is a what do they call it? Secondary burn plate. This is this causes it to do secondary burn, and that is a heavy duty steel plate right there. So we have our foam on top here and foam on each side. I've been wanting this stove forever. I just I started to buy the stove earlier, and then hope and wait that I had money to buy the flue kit later, and so I just bought the bullet and got it all at once. So I'm gonna reach down in through the hole here and try to get this out without killing myself or breaking something. I'm gonna have to step off. I'm gonna let this box just fall away over here in the floor. So excuse me just a minute while I do that. Oh God, that is heavy. So guys, there it is. There is the Capybara little wood stove. That is nice. That is some pretty thick steel there on the top. That is a shield. We have our door here. Has a nice heavy gasket material in there for the door. So let's take out our packing material. There's a few videos on these online. Inside here we're going to have our legs and our mounting screws for the legs. And then some more packing material. Plenty of bubble wrap. That stuff was protected pretty good. It does have fire bricks lining it, so it is completely lined. So if I can tip it back here a little bit and let you look inside. You have fire brick here in the back. I don't know if that fire brick's supposed to go behind that one. Yes. And then your plate just goes inside. And sits on top there. Let me see if I'm doing this right. I ain't got it all the way up there, I don't think. Oh, all right, sits at an angle. So, oh, it's angled in there. So before the others, it appeared that they went in there straight. So maybe they've redesigned that a little bit. Let me see if I got my fire bricks all where they're supposed to be. Because that one's sitting on top of that one, but it's not on this one, so. There we go. There we go. So you have to reposition your fire bricks a little bit. And that looks to go in the same either way. So there is your combustion chamber. I'll take you down there and let you look in it. So when you get it completed, your fire bricks, the bottom one sits in the middle and the two side ones go down past it, and your back one goes down past it, and then you have your chamber up here, to your combustion chamber, reburn, whatever. But that's what it looks like inside. And then down here you have your draft. I just had the camera back there. So here is your draft. So bad lighting. So now I'm going to work on, of course, we'll have to take this out and do a first burn on it before we install it. So that'll be something we'll do on another day. But they recommend that you do your first burn outside to bake on the paint and to, so you have nice, these are all steel legs, and it has adjustable feet on it here, or you could bolt this down if you were using this in a camper or something. And these are designed really for vans and campers and buses and things of that nature. A lot of people use them for that reason. And I can tell you right now, my plan is that I have just out the road, a few miles, is a cooperage where they build bourbon barrels, and they build them out of oak for bourbon. And they have piles and piles and piles of reject stuff that they throw out the back. And my plan is that I'm going to burn that oak for free. And it's already, it's already cut into the size of a barrel staves. And all I'll have to do is take my miter saw, put me a stop block on it at whatever length I decide to go. I think I'm going to have to measure this firebox, but I think probably a 7-inch piece will be about where it needs to be. And so that's what I intend to do. And that's going to be a source of free heat for me. And with, like I said, I intend for this to be a backup, but honestly, if I can get free wood, I'd be stupid to use it as backup. I'd just use it, just set the mini split to come on if this goes down low, burns up, overnight. About as simple as you can get to put the legs on. This is a heavy-duty little made stove. I'm very pleased, because for starters, it's an American company, and we should support our American companies anytime we can. So anyway, guys, I ain't gonna make you watch me put on all 4 legs. I'll do that, set her back up, and then we'll finish up this video. All right, guys, there's a look at our Capybara Mini Wood Stove. Put together, wasn't much to it. 3-inch pipe, all welded steel construction, very heavy gauge steel. It has a heat shield on the back. I believe these are heat shields on the side. Has a heat shield on the top, so the main box is kind of isolated. You got nice feet here to put it up off the ground, off the floor. I'm going to put something kind of stone or something underneath of it to lift it up, to sit it on. And but that's to be done here in the future. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. I'm in YouTube jail again, so I don't know when you'll see this video, but seems like I stay in YouTube jail a lot anymore. I'm on my 2nd strike, so 1 more and I guess I'm done for. So anyway, guys, appreciate y'all watching. This little stove's been over a year or more coming, because honestly I couldn't afford it. And but we'll talk about that here in another video, about about those things. I do like the fact that it's got these little screws on the bottom, so if you're unlevel, you can level it up. That one could come down a little bit, a little more, so you can level it. That's pretty good. Maybe back this one up a little bit and it might work better. This little thing's heavy, so it's not. Yeah, there we go. So you can level it up. Awesome. I'm tickled to death with this. I can't wait to get it in and get my first fire. And on those cold nights when it's negative outside, I'll have me a nice fire going. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And until you see this video, until we do another one, thanks for watching.